doesn't really matter. So hello, and I'm going to first let's go to the attendance. This is just for the record. Please don't worry about it. You should, in fact, worry about the quizzes and assignments. So please do that. So I will tell you that now about the library. So Uma, okay. So let's start. We talked about, we were talking about Me Too products and similar generalization as far as I remember. Uh, did you get it? Are there any questions in similar generalization? I was thinking of actually explaining it to you in a certain way that you can understand it. So I'm going to share the screen with you, and it will be also a reminder of what we talked about last time. So here is the screen, and I'm doing this on Stranger. Let's suppose we are saying that there is this graph, and we are saying that the difference between two things is increasing. Difference between two things is increasing, which means at this point they look the same, right? They look the same, but as we move along this line, the difference is increasing. So at this point, they are two different things. So we can, for example, we can see this. The I showed you this palette last time. For example, the difference between red and yellow is pretty clear. The difference has increased a lot, but here at this point, the difference is not that much. You can see the difference is increasing, so the difference is huge. We can differentiate between red and yellow easily. We can differentiate between blue and green easily, but at this point, the difference is not that much. We can say this point is this point at which the difference is not much, but if we move to this side, we can easily differentiate the two, so the difference is increasing. So if we say the difference is increasing, then at a certain level, the difference is noticeable. Below this, we say that they are the same. Above this, we say that they are different. If the difference between two things is very low, then we say that they are the same. So in this point, we can say that this area is for stimulus generalization. While in this portion, we can say this is the area for stimulus discrimination. And what is the line that separates them both is called the J and E, just noticeable difference. So this diagram kind of thing can tell you that what this means. So what the Me Too product wants is that it wants to remain here. The difference should be so low that it generalizes the Me Too product as equal to the product that it is trying to imitate. While the larger brand, the one who wants to be seen different, would want the stimulus to be here. Now, here's the thing. If I ask you, let's just, I'm just going to delete this. And if I ask you to see this word, this font, versus let's say this one. So you can easily differentiate. The difference is a lot. You can say that they are two different fonts, right? But if I choose this, so this is just bold. That's the difference. They are pretty much the same. So you cannot really differentiate between these two fonts, but you can easily differentiate between these two. And more so if I choose another one, which is very different from all these, for example, this. So it is even more easier to distinguish this one from all of these. So a brand that wants to be seen as different, who wants to be seen, who wants that it cannot be copied, would want to have a logo or a font or use a font that others cannot imitate or they cannot get close to, because if they get close to it, they can make use of the similar generalization. So it would want to be seen very different from others so that it is always seen different. While the Me Too product would want to be seen the same. So they would target these kinds of brands that choose generic fonts and generic logos and generic design or generic colors, for example. If you have a brand and you choose a color like this one, so that's very easy to copy because it's a very common color. If you choose a color that is different, for example, this. Now this is not a color that is, um, it clearly doesn't have a name. So if you use this kind of color, it's easier to claim a copyright violation on this because it's a very uh, uncommon color. It's not really brown. It's not. It has mixture of colors. So you get the idea, hopefully. Now let me share some examples with you for about these products. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, yeah, exactly. Super, yeah, super, duper, super, super. All of these are Me Too products. You would be surprised to know that yeah, Tapal initially came out as a Me Too product. It used the red color to appear the same as Supreme, because Supreme was a bigger brand at that time and Tapal was somewhat the same color as I showed you, a bit brown and mixture of green and brown. So it used the color red to appear similar to Supreme, which is a kind of a new strategy. I'm going to share a sound with you. Let me know if you can hear it. Since this is a hot topic, so it's a good example.
मुल्क मन कशा जिसको चाहता है हुकूमत देता है वतंजिउल मुल्क मन कशा जिसको चाहता है हुकूमत ले लेता है मन कशा जिसको चाहता है इज्जत दे देता है वतदिल्लु मन कशा जिसको चाहता है जलील कर देता है यख्तस्सु बिरहमतिही मन यशा जिसको चाहता है उठा देता है वयगफिर मन यशा जिसको चाहता है माफ कर देता है वयुअज़्ज़िबु मन यशा जिसको चाहता है पकड़ लेता है वमा तशऊन इल्ला अन यशा अल्लाह रब्बुल आलमीन, ये अल्लाह है जिसके बाद कुछ नहीं, जिससे पहले कुछ नहीं। हुवल अव्वल आखिर الظاهر والباطن، सब पर अल्लाह, जमीन उसकी, आसमान उसका।
हाँ, तो ये किसकी आवाज थी?
मौलाना तारिक जमील।
This was me too. So let me share this.
उनको तो मिलती जुलती थी।
You would be surprised.
लेकिन सिमिलैरिटी इतनी लगी कि ये सुन के वहीं का ख्याल आया।
हाँ,
मुल्क मन नशा किसको चाहता है हुकूमत देता है वतन मुल्क मन नशा किससे चाहता है हुकूमत ले लेता है वतुइज़्ज़ु मन नशा किससे चाहता है इज्जत दे देता है वतुज़िल्लु मन नशा
हाँ,
सर वीडियो नहीं दिख रही। वीडियो नहीं दिखी। हाँ
ये नहीं दिख रही। फिर क्या आ रहा था?
ग्रे ग्रे आया था। ग्रे आया था। ऑडियो थी।
अच्छा, दोबारा से शेयर कर। Share this. हाँ, अब आ रहा है?
कर देता है
अब आ रहा है?
ब्लैक स्क्रीन आ रही है। नो सर आपकी स्क्रीन आ रही है। मतलब योर एवेक्स की स्क्रीन आ रही है।
एक सेकंड, लेट मी ट्राई दैट। अब
अब आ रहा है सर।
आ रहा है?
यस सर अब आ रहा है।
हुकूमत देता है वतन मुल्क मन नशा किससे चाहता है हुकूमत ले लेता है वतुइज़्ज़ु मन नशा किससे चाहता है इज्जत दे देता है वतुज़िल्लु मन नशा किससे चाहता है जलील कर देता है यख्तस्सु बिरहमतिही मन यशा किसको चाहता है उठा देता है वयग़फिर
तो सारे लोग बेचारे ऐसे लग रहे
वेरी
हैं
सुन वेरी
हम
सुन।
किसी और को ना ऐसे ही कुछ और होते। अच्छा,
अगर आपने कहा ये मी टू प्रोडक्ट है तो इंसान भी मी टू प्रोडक्ट में आता है।
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल,
नहीं,
अभी
नहीं।
देखें और एग्जाम्पल। अच्छा, अब आ रही है आपको पिक्चर नजर आ रही है?
वो प्रीवियस वाली नहीं सर अभी अभी ग्रे स्क्रीन आ रही है।
एक सेकंड, दोबारा अगेन गो बैक एंड बंद कर दो। And here, here, yeah. You said about Red Bull and come on. Right. So you see Red Bull and this
ये क्या नजर आ रहा है रेड बुल देखो
जी सर।
okay.
यस सर।
ये दो अलग अलग गाड़ियां, दिस इज मून एंड पाको, two different cars. This is AT&T and Mobility. This is Medicam and Colgate. So you see how they changed their whole packaging so that it looks like Colgate.
सर
Yeah.
सर ये जो हॉलीवुड की कॉपी करके बॉलीवुड की मूवी बनाते हैं ये मी टू में आएगा।
नॉट रियली ऐसी, क्योंकि वो होती तो अलग है, वो हम मिस्टेकनली नहीं देख लेते हैं ना, ये तो हम मिस्टेकनली हम खरीद सकते हैं। ये वाला हम देखें और इसको हमें लगे एक कॉलगेट है और फिर हम पैसा लो उठा दें। तो टॉकिंग अबाउट पीपल, when she was replaced, we changed her program or channel, so the replacement was this person who was familiar, and even if she wasn't, her hair was changed and everything was changed so that she looked the same. Another example, this is my favorite one.
Russian product.
So when Narendra Modi was not, when he was the chief minister acting,
Yeah.
he changed, he wasn't doing his program, and instead of him, this guy was doing his program. So that people don't feel.
I don't remember the name of the that thing, but I remember the Chidiya we used to say that Chidiya word.
सर
So yeah, that's how it is.
सर ये हम पूछना चाहते हैं क्लास कितने बजे स्टार्ट हुई
5 days.
अगर कोई अपडेट नहीं थी गूगल क्लासरूम पे इसलिए
हमारी लास्ट क्लास में बात हो चुकी थी कि 8 बजे क्लास होगी.
ओके सर सॉरी
अब 5 बजे होगी क्लास. ठीक है.
ओके सर थैंक यू
अच्छा, this is also kind of
ये जो लास्ट वाला था वो कॉपीराइट के एतबार से अगर आप देखें तो ये क्लेम हो सकता था या नहीं हो सकता.
मुश्किल है क्लेम होना, क्योंकि एग्जैक्टली उसके जो स्टाइल है वो कॉपी किया गया है, फॉन्ट खुद को कॉपी नहीं किया गया, स्टाइल को कॉपी किया. ये देखें ए वही है, ये
कलर का सीक्वेंस भी चेंज है.
कलर बस चेंज कर दिया तो फोटोशॉप से हो सकता है. ये देखें ए भी वही है उसके लिए, ये काफी काफी चीजें सेम है. जायज नहीं किया था ये.
इसके बाद तो फिर कोई भी आपको कॉपी नहीं करते, मतलब वेरी क्लोज लास्ट है
ये तो
और उसका फेवर नहीं दे सकता.
हाँ, अगर वो इतना क्लोज है, क्लेम की बात है, अब ये कोर्ट में जाएगा और फिर फैसला होगा कि भाई ये वाकई क्लोज है या नहीं. तो ये डिपेंड करता है कि दूसरे ने कितने स्ट्रॉन्ग कॉपीराइट बनाए हुए हैं, क्या उन्होंने कलर फॉन्ट सारी चीजों का अलग अलग कॉपीराइट किया है या नहीं, ट्रेडमार्क बनाया है या नहीं बनाया.
सर जैसे वो सत्तार बस भी मीटू में आएगा ना.
दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द इंटरेस्टिंग. So another media product. So these were the list of media products, how they do it. So this is so the thing is that when you are using the Me Too strategy, which actually we should not. Only the weaker brands who actually don't have any potential to prove their own worth, they go for the Me Too strategy. Otherwise, we should actually try to be as different as possible, so that the others cannot copy our logo, cannot copy our font. If it is unique, if it is different, then if they copy it, then it will be very obvious that it is a copy. If somebody copies the font of Coca-Cola, it will be very easy to challenge that because it's a very unique kind of logo. But if they copy Microsoft's logo, it probably won't stand a chance because it's a very straightforward font. So that is what we are supposed to do, that we should have a different kind of font or a color combination that is unique. Okay, so moving on, our next topic and probably the last topic is oh no, we have two topics left in perception still. So one is is subliminal messages, and the other is left brain versus right brain. In fact, you can study about left brain and right brain on your own. I'll just give you some videos to see. So you can do that. It's not really much of a discussion needing topic. You can discuss it once you see the videos. Let's discuss subliminal messages. That's a very difficult topic to understand. Now, firstly, we have to understand that whenever we are studying, whenever we are using advertising, then what we do is that we have a, I think I've shared this thing with you. We have a figure and a ground. We have a figure and a ground. So in this figure and ground scenario, when whatever we are trying to communicate is in the figure, and whatever we are trying to support is in the ground. So which is also called the background. And eh,
सॉरी, क्या सुपरलिमिनल की बात कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, सुप्रालिमिनल तो अबव होता है ना सुप्रालिमिनल. आप बताएं सुप्रालिमिनल क्या है? व्हाट इज इट? स्टडीड इट, तो टॉक अबाउट इट.
It is related to our subconscious or unconscious mind. Supraliminal.
बट हाउ डज दैट वर्क? व्हाट इज इट?
सुपरलिमिनल तो एक्सप्लिसिट होता है ना.
एग्जैक्टली. व्हाई डू वी यूज सुप्रालिमिनल एंड subliminal? तो ना बताएंगे.
तो क्यों होता है, मतलब
क्यों यूज करते हैं
समझ
सुप्रालिमिनल?
नहीं आया.
क्या होता है सुप्रालिमिनल और हम क्यों यूज करते हैं?
सर सुपरलिमिनल जो वर्ड से समझ में आता है वो ये है कि आप एम्फसाइज करने के लिए या आपको मतलब किसी चीज की तरफ खास तौर पे किसी फोकस को लेके जाने के लिए आप सुपरलिमिनल यूज करेंगे. जो सब्लिमिनल का तो मतलब ये है कि आप विदाउट यू बीइंग अवेयर ऑफ इट और आपको जो है ना कोई मैसेज कन्वे कर दिया जाए या मैसेज को कर दिया जाए. सब्लिमिनल तो ये है कि मतलब हिडन सा कोई मैसेज है, आपको पता भी नहीं चला और आप लोगों को मैसेज पहुंच ही गया.
हाँ,
सुपरलिमिनल का मतलब अगर आपको खास तौर पे एम्फसाइज किया जाए कि
हाँ,
ये चीज इसके बारे में बताया जा सकता है.
सही. सुपरालिमिनल का मतलब होता है कि आप हाँ, तो सुपरालिमिनल का मतलब होता है कि आप जो है वो एक चीज जो कि और आप आपके माइंड में, कॉन्शियस माइंड जो है वो उसको प्रोसेस कर रहा होता है, वो सामने चल रही होती है, चाहे आप उसके ऊपर डायरेक्टली फोकस करें या ना करें. कंडीशनिंग के लिए सुपरालिमिनल इस्तेमाल हो सकता है. तो सुपरालिमिनल इज व्हेन वी आर यूजिंग समथिंग that is very popular, it's going on around, and then we are using that to communicate another message that we want. That's called supraliminal. In subliminal, which means the sub का मतलब hidden. So subliminal means जैसे subway is hidden, so hidden track underground. So subliminal is a message that is hidden. It is not in front of you. You cannot see it obviously. So that's a subliminal message. Now, the question is, why do we need a subliminal message and how do we do it? So the first thing is that we always have a figure and a ground. Whatever we are trying to communicate is the figure, and whatever we are using to using as a support is our background. Let's take some examples. I'll show you these examples. For example, look at this one. So kind of a generic kind of category, just to tell you. So if you see this, what's the figure?
तो figure
Hmm.
figure मतलब सर सही समझ नहीं आया मुझे.
बॉटल की फिगर है सर, बॉटल है.
Advertisement है.
What is how is this ad helping you to focus on something? What do they want you to focus on?
Like it's the product.
The product.
It's the product and it's telling that it is made up of fresh tomatoes.
Fresh
So and the feel is also there. So that's about the product.
Yeah. So this is where you want they want you to focus on. But this farm in the background is supporting this evidence that these are fresh tomatoes. Although this is not the focus, it's in the background or the ground we say, because the ground can be different sometimes. But it is the ground. It is supposed to help you to just uh, uh, to understand what the figure is trying to communicate.
Sir, please explain the figure again.
Figure and ground means a thing that is that what in a picture when we are focusing on something, it means our attention is drawn towards it. That is supposed to be the figure. The figure is what we focus on. The ground is what helps us to understand what's in the figure. Okay. For
ये subliminal का part है.
when you understand this, then you will understand something.
Okay.
For example, yeah. Let's see. Not getting into this issue. Hmm. तो मैं शेयर कर रहा हूँ. हाँ, नजर आ रहा है.
यस सर.
अच्छा, अब ये जो है वो किस चीज का टॉप लग रहा है?
अबाउट celebrities.
सेलिब्रिटी रियली?
News entertainment.
Entertainment. Yeah.
This is pretty much a
Periodic news.
news political kind of talk.
नहीं सर, the whole city is at the back now.
And what would this look like?
Family. No. Ladies.
This is
Yes.
more informal. This is more informal, right? The background is telling you, even what I'm doing is that I've taken away the figures. I'm just giving you the ground. If you place people here, if you place some news anchors here and some politicians here, they would look weird. Because the ground is not supporting that kind of option.
Wonderful.
For example, here we put some seats and have a talk show about sports.
No sir. No, not at all. Not at all.
Not telecast.
So that would be weird. The ground is telling you what kind of talk show this is. So the ground actually helps us to make our mind what is happening, what's going on, what the figure is actually about. That is how this context works.
Yes sir, समझ आ गया.
ठीक है. So so now that you've understood that how this works, it means that whatever we are trying to communicate should actually be present in the ground. In the figure. And whatever is supporting is supposed to be in the ground. But subliminal messages are exceptions to this rule. In subliminal messages, what we do is that we put the actual message in the ground, and the figure is just to take away your attention. Now, the question is, why would we want to take away the attention from something that we actually want to communicate? Why would we want that? Now, we would want that because we don't want a person to actually be aware that this message is being communicated. If they become aware, then they will become resistant to it. Now, what kind of messages are the messages that we do not want people to be aware of? One is those messages that are taboo in the society. We don't want to talk about them directly. We cannot say those words directly. So we communicate them in subliminal messages. Political messages, if you ask somebody to vote for you, they will certainly be resistant to the idea. So instead of that, if you want to communicate that, you do it in a subliminal way. And when you do that in a subliminal way, then people don't really get it. They are not aware that they are being influenced to vote for a certain party. Subliminal messages are also given for those things that are that people are actually actively against. Really. They don't want something. They are against something. They are and not in favor of a certain kind of culture, maybe a certain habit or something, then we cannot communicate to them directly to change that habit. So if we want,
legal reasons की वजह से
maybe legal reasons, maybe just that people are, they will not be tolerant enough to listen to that kind of advice. So if you tell them directly, they will probably be they will have an aggressive stance against it. So if that is so, then we very subliminally tell them that this is so, and we get that message in. Now what happens in the subliminal message is that when stimulus is exposed to us, then the figure is seen by the conscious mind. But it's not the only thing that is being communicated to you. For example, when you are seeing this picture, this video of mine, then you are concentrating on the words. You are not concentrating on the frame of this picture, right? So your whole mind is focused on the sound to understand what is being communicated. But if you look at the screen, then you will see that there is a chair behind me and there is a white curtain that has certain design on it. So these are also visible to you. But in the last 1 month or so, if I had asked you to replicate this design, even though you see it every week, you would not be able to do so. Right? Because it's in the background, but your mind actually sees it. It goes into your mind, your conscious mind does not see it. So actually, when your conscious mind does not see it, so it's like the gates that actually filter out what is supposed to go in are with the conscious mind, while the subconscious mind directly takes these things in. So it's like the background doesn't have to go through the customs. It just goes directly into the storage area. That's why subliminal messages are very powerful, because you don't actually filter them when they are going in. Now let me share a video with you, and then I'll ask you what are the subliminal messages. One is a funny video, and yeah. So can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Sports World, a short ad break there, so as not to
How about waking up today?
Anyway, time now to the one unfortunate shit. I'm speaking about danger. Now, Dino, you're calling him that no logical reason. You call a Pakistani player a terrorist. Even the most idiotic moment in international cricket.
Well, yes, it is. Not least, I don't imagine that record is going to stand for too much longer.
This is a kind of a taunt on these zones because he said he called a certain cricketer a terrorist. So on while comment in his commentary. So this person was not actually doing this. He's just an actor. Just this is a comedy sketch basically. So in this comedy sketch, they are asking him to apologize. But how is he really apologizing? That's something that you are supposed to see.
Made a mistake. I said something I shouldn't have, and all I can say is it'll never happen again. Top stuff. So, mate, how's the one-day comp shaping up against Pakistan? Yeah, well, the Pakistani batting lineup's just so strong, isn't it? For 10 years now, McGrath and Warney have been the match winners for us, and now there's a plane load of these Muzzy fellas flying towards the Twin Towers of the Australian cricket team, and they're almost certainly going to knock them down.
Yeah, Dino, we probably should...
Seriously, this Pakistani team is so strong. They could play too short against a full Australian team and still win, so that'd be 9-11. Yeah, okay, we might go either. Sure, Pakistan has a lot of newcomers, but ask me, some of them got a lot of potential.
Yeah, look, we really are getting the wind up now, Dino, so if you wouldn't mind...
I mean, you look at these guys and you think, bloody hell, Zakari beat them? Well, tell you, I don't know. But I'll tell you this, if we don't watch out, they'll blow us apart. Okay, Dean Jones there. And again, really, I'm sorry for your offence, I caused it a few weeks back.
Okay. किसको समझ में आया?
ये टोन कर रहे थे ये पाकिस्तान के ऊपर So they were actually praising Pakistan but in a comic way, I would say.
हाँ, उसने जो लफ्ज इस्तेमाल किया ना, वो क्या थे वो? उसने कहा कि हाँ, तो इसलिए वो वही सब्लिमिनली वही कह रहा था. वो उसने कहा ठीक है. तो टेररिस्ट ही कह रहा था कि वो अगर 2 शॉट भी खेलें तो भी वो जीत जाएंगे. तो दैट विल बी 9-11. या ओसामा कहता है, वो सम ऑफ देम को कहता है ओसामा. तो ही वाज रेफरिंग टू दिस दे वर हाँ एज टेररिस्ट, राइट. ओके. Another example of subliminal. This is a very good example. के अंदर 3-4 मिलेंगे आपको subliminal.
Finally, we get the green one.
Okay. Can you see this?
Yes.
Finally, we get the green one. We pull up against. First of all, you don't know you're in Greenwood right away when you do Not a lot of talk.
This is Obama when he was going for his first presidential election. Just about 1 day or 2 before the election. This was his speech in Virginia.
Buildings in Greenwood. We pull up to a small building, a little field house at the park. We go inside, and lo and behold, after an hour and a half drive, turns out there are 20 people there. 20 people. And they all look kind of dancing and kind of sleepy, like maybe they aren't really excited to be there either. But you know, I'm a professional. I've got to do what I've got to do. So I go around, I'm shaking hands, I'm saying, how you doing? What are you doing? Everything. As I go around the room, suddenly I hear this voice cry out behind me. Fire it up! And I'm shocked. I jump up. I don't know what's going on. But everybody else acts like this is normal. They fire it up. And I hear this voice saying, ready to go. And the other 20 people in the room, they act like
This happens all the time. They say, ready to go. I don't know what's going on. So I look behind me, and there's this small woman, about 60 years old. She's a little over 5 feet. Looks like she just came from church. She got a big church hat. And she's standing there. She looks at me, and she's smiling. And she says, fire up! Turns out that she is a city councilwoman from Greenwood, who also moonlights as a private detective. I'm not making this up. And it turns out that she is famous for her chant. She does this wherever she goes. She says, fired up. And people say, fired up. Ready to go. Ready to go. And so for the next 5 minutes, she proceeds to do this. Fired up. Fired up. Ready to go. Everybody says, ready to go. And I'm standing there and I'm thinking, I'm being outflanked by this woman here. She's stealing my thunder. I look at my staff, they shrug their shoulders, they don't know how long this is going to go. But here's the thing, Virginia. After a minute or so, I'm feeling kind of fired up. Feeling like I'm ready to go. Right, boys in the chant. And it feels good. And for the rest of the day, even after we left Greenwood, even though it was still raining, even though I was still not getting big crowds anywhere, even though we hadn't got the endorsement of the people we were hoping for, somehow I felt a little lighter. I felt a little better. I see my staff. I say, are you fired up? They say, we're fired up, boss. Are you ready to go? I say, I'm ready to go. Here's my point, Virginia. That's how this thing started. It shows you what one voice can do. One voice can change a room. And if the voice can change a room, it can change a city. And if it can change a city, it can change a state. And if it can change a state, it can change a nation. And if it can change a nation, it can change the world. We think that your voice can change the world tomorrow. In 21 hours. In 21 hours, if you are willing to endure some rain, if you're willing to drag that person you know who's not going to vote for the polls, if you're willing to organize and volunteer in the offices, if you are willing to stand with me, if you're willing to fight with me, I know your voice will matter. So I just got one question for you, Virginia. Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Fired up. Ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. Virginia, let's go change the world. Change it.
तो ये तो बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आया, मेरी तो आवाज भी इतनी कट रही थी। बेसिकली वो था कि अपनी इलेक्शन कैंपेन के लिए गया था, तो एक बच्ची को सुन के फायर अप एंड आर यू रेडी, तो वो से मोटिवेट हो गया और फिर आगे अपनी इलेक्शन कैंपेन में यूज कर रहा है कि आप लोग भी फायर अप हैं और रेडी हैं चेंज के लिए, जिससे वो खुद मोटिवेट होता है।
मतलब वो सबको वोट डालने के लिए बेसिकली वो कर रहा है ना कि वो मतलब वोट भी डाले और दूसरे लोगों से भी वोट डलवाए।
क्रिमिनल क्या था, ठीक है, उसने कहा कि वो एक बूढ़ी खातून थी, ओल्ड वुमन, ठीक है,
70-year-old woman।
हाँ, एज पता नहीं उसने बताई थी, एनी बट ओल्ड वुमन, स्मॉल वुमन और उसकी एज ज़्यादा है और वो जो है she came from the church. She came from the church. She wore a church hat. Now, why would we say that? पहली बात तो ये कि उसने क्या है बेसिकली ये कहा कि उसने किसी और को कहा कि मैं उससे इंस्पायर्ड हूँ, उसने मुझे जो है वो मोटिवेट किया। तो वो जो फिगर उसे ड्रॉ करनी थी लोगों के जहन में वो कौन थी? अब अगर आप गौर करें तो ओबामा को एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम किससे थी? उसे ऑलरेडी ही हैड द ब्लैक ऑन हिज साइड, ही हैड
White
लिबरल्स इन हिज साइड। हाँ, उनको व्हाइट से प्रॉब्लम थी और किससे थी? कंजर्वेटिव
ओल्ड पीपल
कंजर्वेटिव
ओल्ड से भी तो थी ना सर, क्योंकि वो पुराने सारे
पुराने ख्यालात वाले लोग और जो उनके जो टिपिकल रिलीजियस वाले थे, जिनको ये था कि ये ऐसे हैं और ये तो पता नहीं बाराक हुसैन ओबामा ये कोई मुसलमान होगा तो हम इसको नहीं करेंगे। तो ऐसे टिपिकल रिलीजियस क्रिश्चियन ओल्ड वाइट लोगों से प्रॉब्लम, यानी कि ये इनकी सपोर्ट उसको नहीं मिलती। तो उसने पहले ये बताया कि वो चर्च जाएगी ताकि आपके जहन में ये चला जाए कि वो एक रिलीजियस खातून। दूसरा ये कि वो एक ओल्ड खातून, और फिर उस ओल्ड खातून ने जो है वो एक चैंट किया जिसकी वजह से मोटिवेट हो गया और उसकी वजह से ये सारी चीजें होगी, बहुत जबरदस्त हो गया। So that old woman from church was actually supporting him, and therefore you should also support him. In this whole story, the story felt like it was about motivation and it was about this and that, but actually the main subliminal message was that he was asking the religious old people, white
old
religious
Christian women.
old Christians to vote for him. That was the main objective. So this is how the subliminal messages work. Now what I'm going to do, it's over 6 and you also guys have to prepare for the star and all. So I'm going to wrap it up for today, and we'll be sharing some videos about subliminal messages, maybe some examples, and then I will give a quiz. So be sure to watch this video if you haven't, because there were about 8 to 10 people when we started, and now there are 18. Still half of the classes is here. So still people are just coming in right now at this time. I don't know why or what, but so this is क्यों नहीं पता टाइम का, क्यों वजह लास्ट क्लास में नहीं थे पहली बार। We talked, we discussed last time, and when we discussed in the last time, this was in the YouTube video. So if you had watched the YouTube video, you would have certainly known the time was 5. So there is no need for a notification. I will not send a notification to your home or a personal email to you to tell you that this is the time. We discussed it last time. That was on the YouTube video, and the notification from Madhu was that the class will be held between 4 to 6. So 4 to 6 means sometime between 4 to 6, obviously. It cannot be after. And even if you didn't know, how can you think that we can start at 6 o'clock and finish before start?
So 5 से ट्राई करो, ज्वाइन नहीं हो रहा था पहले।
वो आपके इंटरनेट की दुश्मनी आप करने पा रहे। तो आप ये वीडियो देख लीजिएगा और जो क्विज हो और सारी चीजें हो उसको देख लीजिएगा. टाइमिंग आर 5 to 6 for the rest of Ramadan, so be sure to be there. ओके. अगर कोई सवाल हो, कोई चीज, कोई अभी कोई सवाल करना तो पूछ लीजिए, अदरवाइज मैं उसको रेंड
Sir, I wanted to ask
हाँ.
कि वो that Facebook page which you had asked and there was some activity. Are we supposed to do that too?
That is mainly for as an assignment. It is for the digital marketing students, but I would like everybody in marketing to be a part of it. You should fill that form to become a review, and you should share that with others, because we are forming a large team of reviewers. And I'll post something related to that today, and I'll tell you how this thing will actually work. So please sign up and share it with others, so that we have more people on our team. Attendance,
All right.
attendance I cannot mark because you are not here. Okay.
सर कोई आप कुछ बता रहे थे, कुछ हम
At
अपलोड
what
करें.
time?
मैं कुछ लगाऊंगा, हो सकता है आज, हो सकता है अगर पहले में यूट्यूब वीडियो हो जाए ना, फिर उसके बाद से कुछ बनाना भी तो पड़ता है ना. ये कोई इतना आसान नहीं है जैसे लाइव क्लास में होता है, तो प्रिपेयर करना पड़ता है. ठीक है.
ठीक है सर. लास्ट टाइम भी टाइम मिलेगा ना सर, जैसे हमने 24 आवर्स तकरीबन दिए थे, ऐसे ही टाइम
2 दिन दिए थे मैंने लास्ट टाइम.
जी 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 सर. ठीक है सर. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
ओके भैया.
Last evening.